So, hello, it's been a while. In appreciation for the new subscriber that I recently gained, I wanted to take a moment to film a video, but it took me some time to figure out exactly what kind of video you might need. And um, well, I got the prompting this week, and so here we are. I thought we'd talk about relaxing the tongue. I'm not sure that that's something that you've probably ever heard before, because I mean, who would talk about that except for maybe me? But if you think about it, well, take just a second to think about where is your tongue right now. And I'm guessing, and I'm probably right, that your tongue is pressed to the roof of your mouth, yes? Well, that engagement is what, it helps your mind be mentally engaged. And what generally happens is our tongue stays pressed to the roof of our mouth. We are constantly mentally engaged. And, the tongue is a muscle, and it's not just the little part we see here, it actually extends back further deeper back into the throat. And that constant engagement also means that our neck muscles are tight. It also means that the muscles in our head are tight because they're always on. And so when we relax the tongue, we find that the muscles in the head, face, and neck also begin to relax. And the benefit of that, more holistically, metaphysically, is that it allows space for the thoughts that are active in our mind to come down, to settle. And if we need to express them, they're more easily expressed. So let's start by just taking a moment and pull the tongue down off the roof of your mouth and just let it sit in the space created by the lower, your lower teeth. Okay. And notice how it may have changed the muscles in your eyes. Your eyes weren't as focused forward. They begin, you could have that, you had that feeling of maybe your eyes coming back into the center of your head, and the muscles raising your eyebrows began to relax as well. Okay, so let's try that again. And take a deep breath. Okay, notice in the second time that we've done this, the thoughts in our head have begun to slow down just a bit. What I find is that, my stutterers, I was a stutterer, I still am, especially if I get overly excited. Um, the thoughts are coming so fast in our head, and we're making a decision about which ones to choose to express, that we begin to trip over our words. And I have found that this exercise of relaxing the tongue, it slows the thoughts down just enough that the rest of my brain can pick out which ones I want to express, and they come out more fluidly. I also find that it allows me to be more engaged in my natural voice. You may notice from time to time someone will use a much higher pitched voice, and that's usually because they want to sound really nice and sweet, and they want people to like you. But if you notice, even with my facial or my physical posture, it required using that higher voice required me clenching my neck to shorten the vocal space that's being taken up. It brought my shoulders up. And if you speak with that type of holding pattern all the time, your shoulders are constantly tight. But you'll find that when you begin to learn to relax the tongue, the shoulders come down. You're speaking not from just the front part of your throat, but your voice descends down into your vocal box and much lower. It may lower the timbre of your voice as well, but it has the benefit of sounding more authentic. More of you is able to engage, because when you're constricting the flow. When you constrict your voice like that, you're constricting the flow of your expression. Relaxing the tongue will create a greater space around the vocal box. The tongue will move just like think of your legs. If you don't stretch them before you go for a walk, your strides tend to be shorter and tighter. But if you stretched out beforehand, your strides are a little bit longer, right? It's the same thing when we relax the tongue. Our voice becomes less constricted, and the space the space around us becomes looser and freer as well. So that's another benefit of relaxing the tongue. I will say, as I've been practicing this method for several years now, probably 5 or 6 years, and I'd almost forgotten how disconcerting it can be. The first time you try it, it will feel weird. It just will, because you've been engaged all this time and no one's ever brought this to your attention. That feeling of being uncomfortable is also because you're not used to knowing that part of yourself or having that much available. And it tends to, we're not necessarily willing to be so vulnerable all the time. What you will find, and at least has been my case and those that I've worked with that have tried this, it will increase your openness and awareness of self, as well as giving you more choice in terms of how open and vulnerable you want to be to the people around you. It invites a level of authenticity that you may find enjoyable and beneficial, and a new plateau or a new level from which to continue to grow. So yes, disconcerting and a little crazy feeling at first. I recommend that you try it in 5 to 10 minute increments a few times a week to get used to the feeling. Before bed is particularly helpful because it begins to relax off the stress and of the day. And we can do further meditations and other videos on things to do as you're preparing for bed that will help you get more restful sleep, as well as have a stronger presence throughout the day. But yeah, I think relaxing the tongue, it's a little known but incredibly powerful technique. Something I hope that you'll try. Leave me comments below as to how it's working for you. If you have any other questions, certainly leave those as well. And I look forward to seeing you the next time. Bye.